Also, there's an issue too of royalties, for example. If someone is using your style, is there a way to, through the metadata or whatever, perhaps you could get royalties as a creator?
Welcome to this episode of Help Me Understand with Dr. Thomas Jeffrey. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe, and I would like to hear your comments. Let's say you have a certain brush style. It could take your style and mimic that, and now it's not attributed to you, but you worked years and years on that style.
Yeah.
And now it can be used as just another filter, another a piece of it.
There's a question of copyright. I think that our laws around copyright have been dramatically impacted for quite some time because of programming language, not just artificial programming language, but programming language in general. Not just copyright, but other kinds of laws around use and reuse are really at the point of being out of date completely or obsolete, or needing to be rewritten in some way to accommodate for these kinds of things. For example, are a content creator on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. You signed an agreement with those companies. In some cases, they own what you produce or some part of it, or maybe the distribution of it or whatever. So there's a little bit like tricky stuff going on under the radar all the time nowadays. And I think there are some laws that have been passed recently. For example, like things like in Europe, how much of your data is being used when you visit a website or so on. Those kind of questions are also being considered, you know, when it comes to these kind of platforms as well. Also, there's an issue too of royalties, for example. If someone is using your style, is there a way to trace use, or like through the metadata or whatever, of that particular style, and perhaps you could get royalties as a creator?
What about the aspect of what it's going to mean to the creation of art itself, to the artist?
Yeah, I think that there's a big question about that now because, for example, you know, if you're using a software designed by a certain, you know, group of individuals, and you're using that software to generate images, how much rights do they have as software designers over the generation of that image? So for example, like if you were to generate an image on a software, let's say a free image, AI generated software, perhaps have some disclaimer about it, but most of the time not, right? It all depends on the way that they're operating this system. Let's say you're using their software. If you then like go and take this image and then use it, for example, in all of the images generated from that software, and you create an exhibition of artworks that are directly derived from that the use of that software, is that your artwork or is that their artwork? It's the same question that came into play when people started making collages, right? So how much or what percentage of the original idea or image is existing in your reproduction, right? So you are cutting up the image, right, to make a new thought, right? So there are all this copyright law that in some ways has become a little bit out of date when this stuff starts coming into play, because essentially they are like collages, right? They're mining the internet for existing images and creating new combinations of existing images and ideas.